Imagine waking up to a day where every possible thing goes wrong: your job, your home, your child's health, and even your very grip on reality. Now, imagine that day spiraling so far out of control that the world mistakes you for a criminal, when all you wanted was to keep your daughter safe. Welcome to the world of Tyler Perry's Straw, a film that doesn't just ask how much a person can take, but what happens when the last straw finally breaks. Today, we're diving deep into the twists, heartbreaks, and powerful messages behind Straw, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for the ending, because nothing is as it seems. Let's set the scene. Jania Watkinson, played by Taraji P. Henson, is a single mother on the edge. Her daughter Aria suffers from seizures, medical bills are piling up, her landlord is threatening eviction, and her boss refuses to advance her paycheck. It's a relentless barrage of hardship, one that feels all too real for many. But Straw isn't just about bad luck. It's about a mother's desperate attempt to stay afloat in a world that seems determined to drown her. And as you'll see, every moment in this film is a step closer to a shattering revelation. So, what exactly pushes Jania over the edge? Let's walk through her day, the day that changes everything. Morning, Jania wakes up to Aria asking for $40 to cover her school lunch debt, fearing the humiliation of being singled out again. The kitchen is cluttered with prescription bottles and eviction notices. There's no peace, just pressure. Workplace, at her grocery store job, a confrontation with a customer over WIC card restrictions escalates. Her boss, Richard, coldly refuses her request for an advance. The humiliation is palpable. Home, returning home, Jania finds her belongings tossed onto the street by her landlord. Her car is impounded after a run-in with a cop. Every safety net is gone. Desperation, back at work, masked robbers storm the store. In the chaos, Jania fights to protect Aria's medication, shooting a robber, and, in a tragic accident, her boss. She flees with her paycheck, stained with blood, and heads to the bank, desperate to cash it so Aria can eat at school. At the bank, things go from bad to worse. Without proper ID, the teller refuses to cash her check. In a panic, Jania brandishes her gun. The silent alarm is triggered. The police swarm in, and a tense hostage situation unfolds. But here's where Straw becomes more than a thriller, it becomes a psychological drama. Why is Jania so desperate? Why does she keep insisting she's not a criminal? And why does it seem like nobody really sees her? The film's most devastating twist lands with a phone call from Jania's mother, Aria. Her beloved daughter actually died the night before from a seizure. Everything we've seen, Jania's frantic efforts to get lunch money, her conversations with Aria, the drive to school, were her mind's way of coping with unbearable grief. She's been living in denial, unable to accept her daughter's death. Suddenly, earlier scenes make sense: the confused teacher at school, the untouched plate of noodles at home, the phone call that was never really from the school. Jania's entire day has been a heartbreaking hallucination, her mind refusing to let go of Aria. Why does this twist hit so hard? Because Straw isn't just about one woman's breakdown, it's about how society fails people like Jania. She's invisible, unsupported, and judged at every turn. Even as she breaks down in the bank, her pleas are ignored until it's almost too late. The film's title, Straw, refers to the last straw, the final burden that breaks a person's spirit. For Jania, losing Aria was that moment. Everything else, the job loss, eviction, confrontation with police, was just the world piling on, oblivious to her suffering. The film cleverly presents two possible endings. In one, Jania is shot by police, her pain ending in tragedy, her story misunderstood. In the other, she's arrested but finally finds a sympathetic ear in Detective Raymond, who understands her struggle and offers a glimmer of hope. Which ending is real? The film leaves it open, forcing us to confront our own expectations about justice and empathy. Taraji P. Henson's performance is raw, powerful, and unforgettable. She embodies the exhaustion, desperation, and fleeting hope of a mother pushed past her limits. The supporting cast, especially Glynn Turman as the cold boss and Sherry Shepherd as the compassionate bank manager, add depth to a story that could easily have become melodrama. Yes, the film is heavy-handed at times. Yes, the plot piles on misfortune after misfortune. But that's the point. For some, life really is that relentless. And Straw asks us to see those people, to hear their stories, and to ask ourselves, what would it take for us to reach our last straw? So, what did you think of Straw? Did the twist catch you off guard? Did you see yourself, or someone you know, in Jania's struggle? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into Netflix's most talked about movies, and share this video with someone who needs to know they're not alone. Remember, sometimes, the loudest cries for help are the ones we don't hear, until it's too late. Don't let someone you know reach their last straw in silence. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Check out my playlist for more Netflix movie breakdowns, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a twist. See you next time.